Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj's. My humble obeisance to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Runda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radharani Devidasi. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Radharani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Varsha from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Varsha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembly devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Rita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vindhyakandrika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce on this?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Raj from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Raj Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji Maharaj already has came, so I'll start the recording.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Holiness Veda Vyas Priya Swami Maharaj to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 13th chapter, 10th verse onwards. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning, enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before I hand over call to you, I would like to hand over call to Praveen Govind Prabhuji for brief introduction of Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Praveen Govind Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guruji. I would like to hand over call to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. My Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees in the call. Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. His Holiness Ved Vyas Priya Swami Maharaj was born in Odisha Srahasra Brahman family in 1944. Maharaj was working as a research biochemist in Purvasrama in East Africa and later in the United States. Within a week of his arrival in the US, Maharaj had association with the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Circumstances led Maharaj to give up mundane research and take full shelter of the supreme absolute truth. Since before his first initiation, Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada in 1977 in New York, Maharaj had served the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in various capacities, including personal secretary to the GBC president of ISKCON Queens, New York, director of Bharatiya Community Services in New Vrindavan. In 1987, Maharaj shifted his attention to serving in India, following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada that every Indian trained in the West must help to serve in India. So, since 1991, Maharaj had been based in Vrindavan India, and his services included overseeing the functioning of the ashram in Vrindavan and also the Bharatpur ashram. Other services of regional secretary in Punjab and Haryana and chairman of North India Temples Divisional Council for 7 years following its inception. Since 1998, Maharaj has serving Srila Prabhupada and his movement as an initiating spiritual master and has been preaching far and wide throughout the world the message of Guru and Krishna. He is currently free from management duties, making a full-time commitment to giving spiritual guidance, preaching and teaching to devotees in all levels of advancement in Krishna consciousness philosophy, sadhana, deity worship and temple seva. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my Dandavat pranams to you Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Praveen Gopinji, for introduction. Hare Krishna Maharaj. I would like to hand over call to you, Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5th, chapter number 13th and text number 10. Rahugan converses with Jada Bharat. Here, Jada Bharat is responding to a detailed inquiry about the situation of the one who has been entangled in the material life, and very elaborate explanations have been given. So, Karhisma Chit Kshudra Rasan Vichintu Sanmakshika Abhivyarthito Vimana Tati Krichat Pratiblabdhamano Baladvit Lumpatastatya Tam Tato Anye. Karhismachit, sometimes Kshudra, very insignificant, Rasan, sexual enjoyment, which in one searching for. That of those women, Makshikabhi, by honeybees or the husbands of the family members. Vyathitaha, very much aggrieved. Vimanaha, insulted, tatra, in that, ati, very much, krichrat, with difficulty because of spending money, pratilabdhamanaha, obtaining sexual enjoyment, balat, by force, vilupanti, kidnapped, atha, thereafter, tam, the object of sense enjoyment, means the woman, tata, from him, anye, other debauchee. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes in order to have a little insignificant sense enjoyment, sex enjoyment, one searches after debauched women. In this attempt, one is insulted and chastised by the women's kinsmen. This is like going to take honey from the beehive and being attacked by the bees. Sometimes, after spending lots of money, one may acquire another woman for some extra sense enjoyment. Unfortunately, the objects of sense enjoyment, the woman, is taken away or kidnapped by another debauchee. In a great forest, honeycombs are very important. Often, people often go to there to collect honey from the combs, and sometimes the bees attacked and punished them. In human society, those who are not Krishna conscious remain in the forest of material life simply for honey of sex life. Such debauchees are not at all satisfied with one's wife. They want many women day after day with great difficulty. They try to secure such women, and sometimes while trying to taste this kind of honey, one is attacked by women's kinsmen and chastised very heavily. By bribing others, one may secure another woman for enjoyment. Yet another debauchee may kidnap her or offer her something better. This woman hunting is going on in the forest of material world, sometimes illegally or sometimes illegally. Consequently, in this Krishna conscious movement, the devotee are forbidden to have illicit sex. Thus, they avoid so many difficulties. One should remain satisfied with one's woman. Being duly married, one can satisfy one's lusty desire with his wife without creating disturbance in the society and being punished for doing so. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Shri Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vishnavebhyo namo namah. Namaha Om Trupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Karhisma Chit Kshudra Rasan, Kshudra Rasa. Kshudra Rasa means very low kind of enjoyment. That is called unsatisfiable sex life. Prahlad Maharaj condemns the sex life like Yanaithunadi Grahamedi Sukham Tucham Kanduyena Karayor Eva Dukha Dukham Trapyanti Neha Kripana Bahu Dukha Paja Kandutivan Manasijam Savishahe Tadira. This the Kshudra Chit Rasan and Chit Kshudra Rasan. Chit means conscious, Kshudra means the lowest, and Rasan means the taste or enjoyment. Even though it is considered the highest of the rasas available for enjoyment, that is the sex life. But sex life, by such the proliferation of dissatisfaction, created the lowest of the moral standard, like extramarital sex affairs. Not only that, the oldest business. oldest profession is prostitution. We read that it was existing even 5,000 years back. But yet there are some prostitutes who were, part of the society, and they were meant to satisfy or limit or control the proclivities of unbridled sex life, that it would not become so much a disturbance. So what you call the mother superior, under whom so many varanganas were maintained, was that such were given some kind of credibility in the society, or as such to control the unsatiable sex life, which is under control. The purpose of their presence was to control certain section of the society. But nowadays, in this Kali Yuga, even in this household of devotees, where so much instruction has been given to refrain from illicit sex, people are construing different kinds of, opinion. Even what Srila Prabhupada has told about the restriction of sex life, it is within the marriage only. But we see, contrary, the marriage system in Krishna conscious movement, we have a very alarming rate of divorce. And most of the divorce is based on dissatisfaction. Sometimes in Kali Yuga, to cross against the current, a devotee may become serious, but at the same time, the partner may not become serious. There is incongruity in the social milieu, even in religious societies, to implement the abstinence from sex life. The abstinence has been targeted to achieve the higher taste, giving up the lower taste. Raso apyasya, raso varjam, raso apyasya param drashtva nivartate. Param drashtva means that there is a higher purpose has been hidden in to give up the lower taste by replacing the higher taste. Now, first of all, misunderstanding about this lower taste is not acknowledged because of bodily conception of life. They consider this is the only liberty of enjoying the highest rasa of material nature is sex life. So somehow or other, this impression doesn't go that quickly. But tripyanti neha kripana bahudukha bhaja, because of their miserliness, they will never be satisfied to the purpose of enjoyment. They will never be satisfied in the purpose of enjoyment. They cannot restrain themselves. They cannot become, okay, this is good enough. The sex life is meant to procreate. And many of the marriages are after, what we call crossing beyond the marriageable age. That is 30, 35, where the purpose of marriage is to procreate. It is the order of Lord Brahma for the pleasure of the Lord to populate the world, to give opportunity, at least in the human form of life, the suitable living entity to be given a chance to assume the form of a human being, which is exactly the replica. Our man is made in the image of God, a replica of God. Where such sanskaras are supposed to be invested for the purpose of making the progeny successful in education of Krishna consciousness. But because parents are not, ready, they want to have the best of the both, they think, but it doesn't happen. They have to sacrifice one or other. They cannot have best of the both the things. They want to secure the material life and remain absorbed in earning. Here it is said that in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are told, Ayurharati Vaipunsam Udyam Astam Chayan Asau Tatraste Yat Kshanonita Uttama Slokvartaya. The translation is, both by rising and setting the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topic of all good personality of Godhead. Instead of that, Nidrayaharte, in sleeping, he wastes 50% of the time. And he loses the vigor of the being an Urdhvareta by indulging in sex life. So that is also creating the decrement of the span of the life. So a person is being cheated, even in sex life, and even in his miserly efforts. Miserly efforts, they are described by Prahlad Maharaj, that when a person is adhira, if he is sober, he will not become bewildered. But most of these people who have their own idea of how to make life successful in this day and time of the fast speed of the internet life, they end up in so many worthless communication in WhatsApp and Facebook, and creating a kind of attraction for sex life. And they spoil their life that fast. They regret. So the whole purpose of the life which was meant becomes spoiled simply by the desire of unrestricted sex enjoyment. And to that, those kind of misers, Srila Prabhupada says in Bengali, there is a proverb that these misers, they do not realize that, what is that Bengali saying? Just remembered that Din dakini rat bagini palaka palaka lahu chuse. Such attempts of miser people who are simply oriented for this very insignificant, feeble pleasure that does not last even for a significant time. For those who are hardworking men, and if they do not control their sex life by becoming detached while performing ideal householder's duty, then for them, the wife becomes like a dakini, a witch in the daytime, and Ratbagini in the nighttime, she becomes like a tigress just to lick his blood. Dindakini, Ratbagini, palaka palaka lahu chuse. Actually, everything is transformation from blood. So what the fantasy of Jews that is coming out from sex life is a very, very disqualified enjoyment, and it gives an opposite reaction. Instead of enjoyment, it turns into miserable experience of pain. So this is the situation of a so-called traveler entering into the jungle of enjoyment, like a beehive. He wants the nectar. He wants to enjoy the honey, but it is not enjoyable without the stink of the bees. Here, such a person is called a debauch, and the debauch may be male and female both. The female debauch is expressed that she is an enemy in the family. We have seen Chanakya Pandit's quotation that there are 4 kinds of enemies staying in a household. Rinakata Pita Shatru, Mata Shatru Vyabhicharini, Rupavarti Bharya Shatru, Putra Shatru Apandita. So the mother, who is a debauch, she becomes an enemy. And Rupavati Bharya, if she is very beautiful and she is very proud of her beauty, and is she able to attract the attention of others other than his wedded husband that she must be devoted, then she becomes an enemy of the house. So the male part, either he is becoming a bankrupt of good virtues, Rinakarta Pita Shatru. If the father is virtueless, and Putra Shatru Apandita, the son is not properly educated in in the duties of the household, then everybody is an enemy in the family. How can you stay peacefully in such a family? Most of the Kali Yuga families are into it. It's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that we are given such a straightforward understanding to refrain from illicit sex activity. Prabhupada said, satisfy with your wife, and wife will become, aware. So more or less, there is both give and take up to make the adjustment in the household for the purpose of making a tangible progress in the spiritual life of Krishna consciousness. So the illicit activity, illicit sex life is very condemned. Therefore, trapyanti neha kripana bahudukha bhaja. Because they are not satisfied, and they will never be satisfied, because they are rightfully cheated. So therefore, bahudukha bhaja. They will create miseries for themselves, and they will be implicated by the miseries from all the sides. The relatives of such a debauch, they will also chastise both the illicit actors. So this is important to understand, that the influence of Kali Yuga entering into some, say, contract marriages of if you satisfy my senses and if I satisfy your senses, we will go together. Otherwise, we don't have any purpose to get married. People avoid, escape the responsibility of the main duty of marriage is to procreate a Krishna conscious child and rear it and make him liberated from the clutches of Maya, because you are responsible to bring him in the material world. You have the responsibility of liberation. But if you don't have the target of liberation in the life, what is the use of getting married? Try to liberate yourself and remain satisfied. But it is not advisable to remain independent for the ladies. Why? Because the dependency and the construction of the body. So they must be, strictly educated in the functionality of their valuable body for the purpose of serving Lord Krishna and to rear the offspring in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said that is the only duty of a chaste wife, to make her children Krishna conscious. She should not work any extraneously other way around. Oh, of course, when the children are Krishna conscious, they can also enjoy other services of Krishna consciousness. But this is the prime duty of every mother rearing Krishna conscious children. So we have been given specific target for the progress in the spiritual life, even in the household life, how to cross over this miserable bhavatavi. Bhavatavi, bhava means repeated birth and death. And if we are completely lost in it, atva, in Gujarati we call it jangal ma atvai javu. Bhava is like a big forest, and we get lost in it for this so-called honey. Rahu Gan has been listening to this instructions, which are very, very practically explained. And so even a person who is in the mode of passion can understand the purpose of life. And Rahugan, being a very pious king, these explanations were befitting him to pull out from the material life. So this is what the main hit on this illicit activities for Chit Shudra Rasan. Chit Shudra Rasan is translated as sometimes, Karhisma Chit means sometimes. Shudra means very insignificant. Rasan means sexual enjoyment. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he didn't enter the age of puberty. He was only 5-year-old. What an innocence about the Shudra Rasa. He is not experienced even. But it doesn't mean experience is necessary to get educated. Experience comes after the education. Brahmachari life has been devised to give a preparation towards Grahastha life, and their abstinence in sex life is very important. The Brahmacharya, one should know how to control his semen. It should not be wasted in the gutter. It should be sent to nurture his determination in Krishna consciousness. Is called Brahmaretas. This life-giving substance, the semen, is considered to be the Brahmaretas. And it makes a person very nourished about Brahmavarchas. Brahmavarchas means one who is conducting under the transcendental reality of the absolute truth is Brahmavarchas. And the Brahma Tej is coming from him is just like the transcendental effulgence. Can you imagine Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose body the effulgence of Brahma Jyoti comes? How much, Brahma Tejas is that? How much Brahma Vachas his pure devotees are refraining from illicit activities of sense gratification. Even they cannot think of it. We have to think and analyze because it has become the great impediment in our progress of spiritual life. And we must be determined in understanding the innocently spoken absolute truth, even from the mouth of a 5-year-old boy, because absolute truth spoken precisely is true eloquence. Whether who speaks it? Remember when Mother Malti's daughter Saraswati, she was hardly 2-3-year-old and began to speak, and she was simply listening. Everybody talking about Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and she accepted at that level. And she was preaching one day to an old gentleman, do you know who Krishna is? And the gentleman says, no. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She was seriously speaking. And Prabhupada heard, and he said to the devotees, see, she is speaking absolute truth. She is Guru. Even a child can speak absolute truth. So what is wrong when right in front of Lord Shri Krishna, the nature of the demons who always consider others' wives to be there for their enjoyment. Isn't it a debauched feeling? And Prahlad Maharaj was living amongst those families. Hiranyakashipu is the topmost example. Hiranya means gold and Kashipu means soft bed. For what? Money and sex enjoyment. This is what is said. And Ravan was so lusty about enjoying Sita, Mother Sita. And Ramchandra had to teach him the lesson. So simply for the sake of retaining the absolute truth, even the Lord himself is getting involved to teach hard way to such demoniac families. Now, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma nitya vairinam. To Arjun, who is also brought up in the mode of passion, but was not advised to lose his discrimination by unsatiable desires. They practiced unsatiable to be controlled. Remember the condition Mother Kunti put when Arjun won the hand of Draupadi, and she became the wife of 5 husbands. But we see she is considered to be chaste. Even Mother Kunti has to undergo severe tribulations to beget the children through the potency of Durvasa Muni's blessings, to invoke demigods so they can gift her with a child. Yet she is sati. It is not unrestricted sex life, but human being today enters into the state of polygamy, which has been condemned even because it disturbs the society, the quality of this society. Mormons are known to be, disturbance in the society. So they were kicked out from eastern states of United States, and they were inhabiting Utah and others, part of the western United States, because they are polygamists. If you apply freshly to go to United States, government asks whether you believe in polygamy or not. Want to know? It is one of the entry questions I remember very vividly. So the subject matter of polygamy is disturbance in the society. The application of the chaste examples imitated in Kali Yuga becomes disturbance in society. because they don't know the virtues. Rather, they take heavy risk, and the vice is created by imitating falsely. Even the whole Mahabharata was under a very tricky situation right from the start, because the progeny was not coming through when Vichitravirya died, and Pandu also died, but Pandu requested Kunti at least to utilize the boon of Durvasa Muni. But prior to even Pandu and Vichitravirya were born, they were born by Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva was the son of Satyavati from the first marriage of Parashar Muni and Satyavati. But later on, Satyavati got married to Shantanu. So the complicacy in the rightful begetting the progeny for the betterment of the society, there are rules and regulations, and even in such certain cases where it is tough, then the process of what they call there's a very special word, that how Vyasadeva was induced to beget the progeny, and the three daughters of Kashiraj was forcibly brought by Bhishma Pitama to beget children. It starts from N. I forgot the word, but anyway, if you see some of the early situation in Mahabharata, Satyavati suggests that this is a bona fide method in emergency to be applied by the blood relative, even from the mother's side. He can beget the children in the family of the father. If anybody knows, please fill in the gap. But regardless, this is pretty an important subject matter in today's time, that we must be reminded of our functionality. We are sincerely trying to overcome by following 4 regulatory principles of liberation. So illicit sex life has to be condemned, and the opposite of illicit is, see, regulated sex life is for procreation only. That is the foundational state. And Srila Prabhupada says even a grahastha brahmachari can be produced by application of this restrainment for the procreation only in ideal grahastha life. They are called grahastha brahmachari. All right. <clears throat> 。  . in counseling for the what you call candidates for married life, the instructions are also based on based on the Shastras, where both pros and cons are being described. The cons are supposed to be more emphasized than pros, because pros doesn't require abstinence by force. It is abstinence by understanding or imbibing the what you call the favorable devotional service. So it becomes a yajna for the householder to beget a Krishna conscious child. People try to go through the ordeal of the Payavrata sanskar in our devotee life. They are enthusiastic, but unless and until at least the head of the household remain faithfully inclined to provide and protect, but at the same time remain detached, is the clue for making the life happier. There is no other way, and only in such detached way that he can carry out the function of maintenance of the other subjects of the society, from the forefathers all the way up to the animals and insects even. So that is the real art, and one must emphasize to preach in a very systematic way according to the Shastra. So the aim is that we should not be afraid to discuss when Prahlad Maharaj is so much innocent in relation to the experience of the sex life. He knows the absolute truth. Satrapyanti neha krapana bahudukha bhajam. He so emphatically says that because of their dissatisfaction, they are recipient of bahudukha. So much unaccounted miseries that is going to follow. And this becomes the very peculiar element in the human form of life. That even though he is surrounded by miseries created by his own misunderstanding of life substance, he thinks he's happy. So sarcastically and intelligently also, we are taught in Srimad Bhagavatam this fact. So I think it is in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in teachings of Kapila Dev. Then this the generation of human being, number 9th creation of Brahma is human being. And as I said, it is a very peculiar by this process of unsatiable desires, which is exemplified by a hanging cucumber type of hanging stomach in human being. Up to animals, their stomachs are horizontal to Mother Earth or Prakriti or the nature. And as soon as they are filled up, they are satisfied. They don't want to hold over. And they will take. But the man is not going to satisfy because he has Arvak Stotram. Arvak Stotram is a very peculiar symptom that this ninth creation is going to take. His stomach is hanging, means it is not going to be satisfied. It is hanging means he has always a kind of unsatiable desire to enjoy. That is called Arvak Stotra. So therefore, he requires more mode of passion so he can keep on working hard to fulfill his desires which are unsatiable. Arvak Stotra tu navamam kshattameko vido nranam rajo adhika karma para dukkhecha sukhamanina. His estimation of happiness is on the strength of unhappiness. Isn't it? Making foolish attempt to artificially become happy. Now, animals are more happy. They don't care, even though they have been equipped with their protection in proportionate for their existence. And most of them live a life of their natural life expectancy. But human being is not satisfied with that even, wants to extend the life by artificial medication, insulin like me, always injecting 2-3 times a day. Because I must have messed up my life, at least with starting from the stomach. Anyway, a reminder like this sloka is very, very important in our life, being the sadhana bhaktas, and we should be hammered by such very strong, opinionated verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this sloka is very heavy, but very important. We must weigh it to refrain from illicit activities, or that will prevent us from overindulgence of sense gratification. Because otherwise we will lose the target of vyavasayatmika buddhi. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam daya pratachetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidiyate. And what is that vyavasayatmika buddhi? Ekeha guru nandana. Bahu shakahenantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Those who are not resolute in determination to go back home, back to Godhead, their intelligence is bewildered and just like estranged in the entanglement of the sansara, bhavatavi. This is the description of bhavatavi. And Jad Bharat is very, very precisely describing in detail. Maybe there are allegories that, but the message is clearly conveyed. So, if anybody has any question or comments.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much Maharaj. Fantastic class and very enlightening class today. Very beautifully you explained about how to live our life and how much wasting our time for satisfaction of our enjoyment. Maharaj, please give your blessings to all of you all of us to detach material life and more focus on Krishna consciousness. And I
Krishna may fulfill all your desires and you become pure devotees. This way.
thank you so much, Maharaj, for your blessing. And I have a small question, Maharaj. Most of the people, they are very proud on beauty and wealth, knowledge. At that situation, how we need to control ourselves, Maharaj?
There should be ideal about Kunti Devi. Kunti prays to Lord Shri Krishna. Janma Ishwarya Sruta Srivi Edhamana Madha Puman Naiva Haratam Apidatum Vaitvam Akinchana Gochara. We must become exhausted with high parentage, the pride of high parentage. Then Aishwarya, lot of money accumulation, all right? Then Sri means beautiful body, enjoyable body. And white is considered, no, black is considered for the black and white is considered for the white. But somehow or another, we are called Eastern Caucasians. Eastern means we are neither white nor black. We are in between. In the passport, previous, I think in the 50s, we were supposed to fill out the form. What is the color of your body? And we said, wheat color. That is called Kavarna. So people are known through all these different nomenclatures to identify that which race is superior, right? But such a false pride on the superiority of the race is not on the skin color, because beauty is only skin deep. You remove the skin and everybody will be looking alike and very ghastly to look at. The body, the beauty disappears as soon as the skin is removed. And what is the thickness of the skin? Is how many? 3 centimeters? Oh, sorry, no, 3 millimeters. This is the so-called superficial estimation. You do not know what is inside your body. What to speak, the acquisition of the external upadhis of being born in a high family, rich family, having beautiful body, and what is Shruta, very learned. But very learned means remaining idiot about the spiritual life. Or those who are learned theoretically and not practicing, they also become, foolish. So the human form of life, Kunti Devi understands Janmaishwarya Sruta Siddhi. Edhamanaham madah puman, because they generate mad. Mad means intoxication. So for them, Krishna, you surpass in all these excellencies that men thinks is only skin deep or a little acquisition in a little lifetime of your property, stealing your property, and they think they are rich because they have envious desires against your qualities. You are supremely learned, but a few degrees here and there, they think they have acquired so much knowledge. Nobody knows better than them. So they put the degrees behind it. Dr. Shah, MA, PhD, this and DSc and so forth. But these are in imitation of God, thinking they are very great in the society they have achieved. But naivahartam abhidhatum vai, you are not accessible to such so-called qualifications. Tvam akinchana gocharam, you are known only to be by the persons who are materially exhausted of all this. Therefore, you are the real wealth of those who are materially exhausted. Namo akinchana vittaya nivritta guna vrittaye atmaramaya shantaya kaivalyapataye. This is the most intelligent person, a woman in a pure devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. She is his aunt, but she knows him from toe to shikha, all the way, perfectly well. And therefore, she is one of the best educators for at least everybody who is in devotional service, and especially her teachings, then teachings of Kapila Dev, where Devahuti is the student. These are ideal for achievement of this, the highest achievement of human form of life, that is called Krishna conscious, becoming a devotee. Unless we have desire to become devotee, we will value these teachings. But we can't compromise. Oh, I can have partly this and partly that, and then try to compromise with our Krishna consciousness. No, we have to be wise enough to relinquish in time. Krishna has given us, he is very patient, and he has given us time. How long can you keep on studying? There is an age limit. You have to enter into earth and come, that is the middle age. But retire, panchashat vanam gachet. You have been given the opportunity to retire. If you don't want to retire and make some kind of extraneous effort, which increases your hard struggle for existence, rather than simplifying your life. Observe that, retire, go to pilgrimage and reach your Krishna consciousness, and then settle down. Mata, you go under the shelter of your grown-up son and let me retire. Let me go and preach, like that. So, in modern world, Prabhupada was very straightforward to put up all these principles before us, and it impressed the young generation also, and it is in the hands of young generation the future of ISKCON and Srila Prabhupada's desire will be fulfilled. So let's try to contribute our cent worth somewhere, but contribute.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very beautiful information. It's very helpful for me. Maharaj, we have time for questions. More questions from
Yes. Go ahead.
I'm requesting dear devotees, if anybody have any questions or realization, please go ahead. Please raise your hands. We can unmute for the break.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. This is Seetal from Charlotte. And just wanted to say, Danvat.
Hare Krishna.
Kem Cha Maharaj?
All right. I came up to Baltimore, but did not dare to go further and came back.
You went to Pradyumna Prabhu's house?
No, but I was in Baltimore with Hari Priya and others.
Maharaj, my initiated name is Haripriya Devi Dasi.
Yeah, I know, but I have my Hari Priya in Baltimore too.
By your blessing, somehow I got Krishna's and Gurudev's shelter. Thank you.
You are lucky. You have been struggling for a long time, I remember.
Yes. Yes. So when you, so are you in nearby? Are you nearby?
No. I came back. Right now I'm in Kerala taking care of my body. I have an appointment tomorrow also and on 5th also. I have to take care so I can come back again.
Okay. Please come to Charlotte, Prabhu Maharaj.
Will do one of these days.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavad Pranam, Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much Maharaj, very, very instructive class for all of Grihasthas here, you know, we everybody is like Grihastha and very, very nice instructions you gave Maharaj. Thank you so much, please bless us that we will able to follow all these instructions Maharaj, thank you so much. Thank you, Maharaj, for your time and association to us. Like Haripriya Mataji said, please come to Charlotte and please take care of your body, Maharaj. We need you for long time because we need.
I told I have to take artificial way, but this is the way the life is supported.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, there are questions in the chat. Can you read, please?
Yeah, Lalitangi Mataji's question, you can read.
Okay.
One second, Mataji, there is a disturbance from Yeah, now you can read the question.
Yeah. Lavangalata. Niyoga was an ancient practice.
Right. That is the word Niyoga Paddhati. The process of Niyoga Paddhati is used by Satyavati, ordering her son, Srila Vyasadeva, to beget children in a bona fide way. That was the last resort. Niyoga Paddhati, that's correct.
Yeah, in this practice, a woman whose husband is either incapable of serving or has died without serving a child would request and appoint a reward man for helping her bear a child.
Yes, in the Kali Yuga, there are 5 things are to be avoided or they are prohibited. That is Ashwamedham, Gavavalambam, Pitrupalakai, and Sannyasam, Devarin Sutatpatti, Kalo Pancham Bharjayat. So, to beget child in a brother's wife is forbidden in Kali Yuga. That is the rule for the Kali Yuga. To offer flesh in the Shraddha as oblation to the forefathers is also forbidden. Because Ashwamedha Yajna is forbidden, Gavalavambam means sacrifice of cows, even under the pretense of Gomedha Yajna, that's forbidden. And sannyas is also forbidden. But it's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj started sannyas initiation for the preaching as a worldwide movement, as a necessity. And that's why Srila Prabhupada agreeably encouraged his disciples to take sannyas.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. And one more question from Lalitangi Mataji. Thank you for the wonderful class, Maharaj. Can you throw some light on the story of Usha and Aniruddha, which appears to be Prema-Rital relationship?
Say, Aniruddha is the fourth quadruple expansion of Krishna himself. So, why Usha and Aniruddha, they are attracted? That is the story, but Banasur became a very formidable obstacle because he was being protected by Lord Shiva. So therefore, to teach Banasur the lesson, Krishna came from Dwarka to fight when he captured Aniruddha, and imprisoned him because he was being dragged. Chitralekha brought him, isn't it? That is the story. So he was kidnapped, and to rescue a kidnapped son, this was an excuse to subdue Banasur. Krishna chopped up all the 1,000 heads of Banasur, just kept 2. Because after all, he was the father of Usha. Otherwise, people get puffed up. Banasur was an asura. Even by worshipping Lord Shiva, or he helped Lord Shiva in the previous millennium, when the pralaya was supposed to be enunciated at the end of days of Brahma, Lord Shiva dances, and Banasur, accompanied his dancing with the drums with 1,000 hands. What kind of rhythm that might be? But it was for destruction, not for constructive principles, but for destruction. So anyone who helps in destruction would be benedicted by the in charge of the destruction, Lord Shiva. So thus he was being protected, but then he also did a lot of mischief, just like capturing Aniruddha. It was a plan by Chitralekha. So they may have shown what you call exploit of the youthful life, and because Aniruddha is the deity of mind. Aniruddha is the deity of the mind. And therefore, this deity appeared in the young growing up daughter of Banasura. So therefore, she was captivated by the deity. And Aniruddha has identical power of Lord Krishna because he's directly Lord Krishna's. So naturally, she has natural inclination to get him as her husband. So she took help of Chitralekha, and thus she flew all over the Dwarka to find out. And she, must have given some chloroform to bring him while he was sleeping. Not chloroform, but these are mesmerizing technique. But Krishna knew. He's all-knowing personality of Godhead. And he gets an excuse to, subdue Banasura also. So this is the way the story has been, been told. Otherwise, Banasura was enemy of Krishna. And in that fight between Banasura and Krishna, Lord Shiva as well as his son Ganesh also entered in the fight. I think Kartikeya was not there before, but and Krishna has to shoot an arrow which is called Mohapash. So they were struck with the Mohapash to get into sleep while the fighting is going on. So they were unable to fight against Krishna. But these are the what you call extraordinary feats being demonstrated as prowess of Lord Krishna, that nothing is impossible. But how he makes as a very entertaining attempt to rescue Aniruddha, like that.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Anybody have any further questions? If no one have any further questions, with Maharaj permission, we can end the call here. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for an enlightening class today. And we are very grateful to you, and we look forward to your association again and again in the future. Let's pay our obeisance to Maharaj. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Holiness Yadavyasya Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Maharaj.
Vaishnav ki jai. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Radhe Radhe Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Thank you.
Thank you all the devotees for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.